This is Jayson Williams. I know him as the St. John's Hall of Famer, the former NBA All-Star, and someone who once went head-to-head with a legend like Michael Jordan.
He's a star for the Nets because of the image that he portrays. The public gravitates towards him. He's got an engaging personality. He's a guy that is uplifting.
He is the identity of the team right now. Pass underneath the Williams. Slam dunk! He caught it in his right hand and just glided through the air and slammed it home.
So most people remember him for his time on the court, but today, Jayson is focused on a different kind of championship, helping people rebuild their lives. After facing his own struggles, he founded Rebound, an holistic program empowering individuals 18 and older to become the best version of themselves. Rebound challenges participants physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, equipping them with the tools to create lasting change in their personal and professional lives. Building on that mission, Jayson launched Rebound on the Road, an 8-week truck driving program right here in Nassau County. Rebound helps people re-entering society earn their CDLs and start new careers. It's more than a job program. It's a pathway to independence, purpose, and a fresh start. Recently, I had the privilege of spending a day with Jayson. He even let me behind the wheel myself. But before that, I wanted to hear his story. What led him here? Why truck driving? And as it turns out, the answer begins with his father.
My father used to always wear a Kango hat, and he always had a little Tipperillo cigar in his mouth.
Is that right?
And I used to follow right behind him like mini-me with a little hat that was too big and a little cigar, and I'll get in this Thunderbird, and then we'll go get the pickup, and then we'll get in the tractor trailer, and I just wanted to always be my dad. He couldn't really get into basketball. He used to always tell me in the morning, 4 o'clock we feed all our animals, right? At our farm, Jim. And then he'll say, now get in the truck. We'll get in a 53-foot trailer, and he'll say, take that D5 Caterpillar bulldozer and drop it off at Newark. I got to use it today. And then after I drop that off, I drive the tractor trailer to practice, which we have shoot around before the game. Then all the other players will go back to the hotel or their home and go to sleep. He'll say, you come back and I need you to lay out all these corners on the brick mason. He said all the time, he said, basketball, he dribbled with 2 hands. Basketball is not a job.
So how did your basketball career start?
I was 11 and I was terrible. And people say, what drove you to be such a good basketball player? And not only was my sense of urgency when I practiced like I was gonna play, because I didn't have a lot of time, a lot of things were going on in my family. I got cut from Riverside Church. There was about 300 kids trying out for spots of only 12. And I went in and I missed the layup on the layup line, my first shot I took, and they were like, okay, you're gone. I was like, gone where? They were like, out in the street.
One and done. And then how'd you wind up at Christ the King?
I first went to Power Memorial. If you want to make the team at Power, Mr. Pat Torney had a basketball camp at Maine called Pine Tree. So this is great. We go, I go up to the camp with them, and I'm not playing that well because I wasn't that good of a basketball player at 14. But on the way back, the van broke down, and I've been around cars my whole life. And I hung the muffler up, and we made it back. And he's told me, and once I made the team, he says, you weren't good enough to make this team.
But you're a mechanic.
And I was like, oh, I'm just glad to be here. I didn't play one game.
So after Christ the King, what choices were you looking at?
So I had lost 2 of my sisters. One of my sister, Linda, my oldest sister, was robbed in our home, and she was stabbed 17 times and beat over the face with a hammer. She was a beautiful woman, Jim. She modeled for Salem Cigarettes, and she was, if not the first, one of the first women to catch the AIDS virus from a blood transfusion in 1980.
As a result of that incident?
As a result of that incident. And my second sister started using drugs with my sister, who got hooked on, morphine in the hospital, and started using heroin, and ended up losing 2 sisters to the AIDS virus. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to spend out in the streets or playing around, and I was very fearful where I lived that something would happen to my parents. And plus I had to help raise my sister's children at this time. So I only had one choice, and the closest big time school, and Coach Carnesecca came and sat in my living room, and he spoke about the old Negro League with my dad, and my dad says, I really like Coach. You know, he ended up being one of my best friends, Coach Carter II, to the day he passed away. And I ended up just going there because of Coach, number one, and number two, I didn't want to leave my family. So, and every year they do the right thing and send me a T-shirt.
You get a seat.
I get that one T-shirt, the most expensive T-shirt, but I'll never forget, Jim, but I was winning the NAACP award in Waldorf Astoria, and I got up and I was like, I'm gonna donate some money to St. John's. And my dad, a very quiet man, never said anything, and he looked up and he go, Jayson, right? And I go, no, Dad, I got this. I said, who gave the most money of any athlete to a university? And they said, Stephen Smith gave $2 million. I said, I'm gonna give $2.1 million. And my dad come running up. He said, they got money. All they gonna do is give you a plaque. Oh, he was wrong, because I got a plaque and a T-shirt every year.
Right. After you're done playing, what's life like for you?
Well, Jim, when I finished playing, I tried to kind of retire. I tried to play golf and do all those things that wasn't fulfilling, take classes and lessons, and it just, something was missing. I kind of lost focus. And when I lose focus and I get idle, self-destruction comes in upon me. It's quicker than I've seen it come upon anybody. And it's my own thing. My dad always wanted me to be efficient and work. And I started drinking too much. And Curtis Martin, who teaches Bible study for us here every week, the Hall of Fame running back, and Chris Mullin, the greatest shooter of all time, played at St. John's, and Charles Oakley, the enforcer for the Knicks. They all came up to my cabin upstate, and they said, Jay, you're drinking too much. And Curtis came in with a Bible, and Charles Oakley came in with a Louisville Slugger. And they said, you're going to treatment. And I went down to Florida for 30 days, and it was boring and it was terrible. And when I got back home, it was like, hey, I'm here, I'm finished. And everybody's like, oh no, you're not. Not in 30 days, you're not. They're gonna get back on that plane. I'm not getting back on that plane. I'm not going back to that place where I was. And they said, well, create your own. I went down to Florida, and I opened up Rebound for outdoor venture therapy. I said, if I'm gonna be in treatment, I'm gonna make it the way I want to make it.
So you created it for you first.
I created it for me, and if I knew if I wanted to do it, I can, and if I'm having fun doing it, and I can make it efficient and put my passion into it, it can overflow, and the residue can go on to everyone who works with us.
What makes you happy?
I've been through a lot. We haven't touched on, I've been through a lot. I've caused a lot of pain in my life. I accidentally, recklessly took a man's life. I went to prison for being a coward and not just, we called the police in 11 seconds, 911 to help them, but I went to prison not for the accident, but for the cover-up. There's no feeling in this world, Jim, like taking something that a man ever gonna have, what he has, taking him away from anything that, a future. So what makes me happy is something that when people go through Rebound and I see the light go on and they're working on their addiction, or when they go through Rebound on the road right here with all these trucks and they come out of reentry and they coming back into society from being homeless or needing another chance. Because if I told you I needed a second chance from you, Jim, I don't need a second chance, I need another chance, because I'd be a hypocrite. I've been through my second chances. I need another chance, and we don't ever know when that light's going on.
I came from a long struggle. I was away for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't sure when I first met Timmy what he'd be like. He served more than 15 years in prison. He's really passionate. He wants his own life to be a success, and his path to success for himself is helping the next generation of students succeed.
So Timmy, you obviously know a lot about trucks. How much did you know before you got to Rebound?
Well, I come from a long line of truck drivers. My grandfather and all of my uncles in my family, they drive trucks. So I recently had paid for another CDL driving school. That was basically a scam. A lot of these other truck driving schools that you go to around the city, or like even in other states, they take your money, and if you're ready or not, they try to force you to go take the road test.
Then they're done.
And then it's over. But I came into this one, and this is the best decision I ever made in my life.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How?
Because when I came here, the school is family orientated. The first day I actually came in.
Because it's not just teaching you about driving, it's teaching you to be a person.
A person, yes. It's teaching you how to be a professional person in all aspects. Most of the time in those other CDL driving schools, people don't even like each other.
Yeah.
So everybody's out for self. Here, we make sure everybody that starts finishes, and we all finish in first place, no matter what. At other driving schools, they charge you by the hour. I was paying $150 for maybe 45 minutes.
What's next for you?
What's next for me? For me, I guess I'm gonna learn as much as I could here. I'm gonna learn as much as I could here, and then in the future, I guess my dreams are coming true because I'm living out my dream every day here.
Yeah.
The same thing I wanted to do with my grandfather, I'm doing with Jayson. When I seen him every day, putting in more work out here than the students, that's what got me. That's what made me work harder to get what I needed to get.
So, I would get to the gym every morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm never there, Jim, to come up. I get to the gym to come down because I am so passionate about what I do. I love being here. I love that people will come into my program and say, help me, man. Help me change my career. Help me get a job. We graduated 10 people here at Rebound on the Road who got their CDL Class A, and all of them got jobs. They all went from being no money coming in to the least of them making $74,000 a year right into a truck. And only way I could have done that, if I didn't play at St. John's and I didn't go to the NBA, I wouldn't have been able to network, because that basketball to help me meet people like you and meet people that would say, hey, I'll give these people another chance.
Listen, he took me from where I was on the road to possibly ending up. He actually changed my life around. I kind of almost jumped on the wrong side of things.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's easy to do that, and it's hard to try to make a living doing the right thing.
Because you got all those stripes against you.
A lot of strikes against you. You have a lot of responsibilities to just jump into after being away for so long. And it's kind of hard. It's easy to go back to what you think you know, and even that's changed a lot.
So it sounds to me like you'd like to help Jayson in his mission.
Yes, of course, of course.
I still have an addiction. My addiction is I'm a workaholic. I work so I can deflect my time from all the pain that I've caused. So I get here 6 o'clock in the morning. I leave here at 7:30 at night, and it's rinse, wash, repeat 7 days a week. And I haven't been on vacation in over 10 years.
Mm-hmm. This is vacation.
This is vacation. When I used to retire, when I was retired and went on vacation, I ended up in treatment, ended up in prison, institutions, maybe close to death. So this keeps me on point, to be honest.
I so admire the work you're doing here and the work you're doing there. You're a role model for so many, Jayson, and that you take the tools and the gifts that you'll be giving and turn it into a power to heal yourself. And healing yourself now is healing others. It's the great story. The most important asset any of us have is relationships, and you're the center of a lot of relationships.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Jayson really is a special guy, and it seems clear to me that the way he's staying on his program is helping other people to find their way. And that's just magical. I really enjoyed sitting down with him and really getting to know him. But before I left, there was just one more thing I just had to do. Now for the record, this was Jayson's idea. But honestly, how could I say no?
So the first thing we do with everyone is teach them how to turn. All right, Jim, you gonna take this curb with you? Or the truck?
Oh, I see.
You don't want to buy a truck in here today, do you?
All right. I jumped a curb, but it's been quite a while since I've driven a trailer truck.
All right, so you might want to slow up a little bit, Jim. Now get over to your left, yep. And then you made that one. Yeah, you got that. So follow the dump truck, and we're going to do it again. Go all the way back around.
All things considered, pretty good. And Jayson was a little surprised too.
There you go. You're getting back under it. Very nice.
Look, we all hit curbs in our life, and Jayson's hit maybe more curbs than most. But he's focused. He's looking at the road ahead. And that road ahead for him and the people he gets to impact looks awfully bright. Thanks for joining me on Celebrate Your Story. I'm Jim McCann. I'll see you on our next adventure.